All right, good evening. Welcome to the City of Beavercreek's Department of Parks, Recreation, and Culture Park Board meeting for April 2023. Jackie, can you do call to order, please? A roll call, please.
Mrs. Eaton. Here. Mrs. Folger.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Corbett and Mrs. Meyer are not with us this evening.
Thank you, Jackie. Everybody should have the agenda and the minutes in front. Please take a look at that, and I will take motions to approve the agenda first.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now the minutes, please. Take a minute to look at those if you haven't gotten a chance to yet. Then I will take a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Now we'll get started with the staff report, please.
Good evening. Excuse me. So this month I would like to talk to you about partner groups. So as you all know, you should know, everybody was looking down. I was a little paranoid. Thanks for that. That's a good way to start. So April is volunteer month, and so we keep talking about all our volunteers. In a couple weeks, we have our volunteer volunteer appreciation event coming up. But on the flip side of that, we work with a lot of partner groups and we're going to have an event for them in this fall. But I just also wanted to kind of talk about all the groups that we work with events, athletics. Again, we have a small department base, and so without our partner groups, we really wouldn't be able to offer everything that's out in the community without them. So the first one is the Beavercreek Community Athletic Association. They are celebrating their 67th season this year. Yes, it's amazing. So they play all their games and practices at E.J. Nutter Park over on Factory Road. They are a recreational baseball league, ages 5 to 18. Obviously, your 5-year-old's not going to be on the same field as your 18-year-old. They have it broken up in nice little age groups, and their opening day is May 20th. So again, we don't offer any youth sports because we have a variety of volunteer groups that can offer that. The Beavercreek Youth Softball Association, they're celebrating their 40th year this year. They have a co-ed recreation league. So it's, again, youth softball, all co-ed. And they serve ages 6 to 18, basically kindergartners through 12th. And again, all broken up in different age ranges. Their opening day is June 5th, and they play at Rotary Park. And I guess I will say, so with all of these athletic organizations, we have agreements with them. So our Parks Department will maintain outfields and some of like the restrooms and stuff like that. But all these groups actually maintain their own infields, dragging the diamonds, lining. Will assist as needed, as they need help. But for the most part, we have a nice cooperative agreement and a relationship with each of them. Beavercreek Soccer Association, again, over 30 years in existence. They have about like 4 different arms underneath the Beavercreek Soccer Association, both recreational and competitive. So anywhere from pre-K to 8th grade. They play over this Ankeny Soccer Complex. So 25% of that complex is actually owned by the city. So again, they run youth leagues for us, and then we're able to use a couple of those fields for our adult play on Sundays. We do adult spring, summer, and fall. So again, just another partnership, and their opening day was a couple weeks ago. Beavercreek Sox. Again, it's interesting to go through and like see all these organizations and how long they've been around. But Beavercreek Sox celebrating 30 years, and they're competitive youth baseball. Again, they play out at Rotary Park. They have the 2 baseball diamonds, the only 2 true baseball diamonds at Rotary Park. They maintain all of those. They built those diamonds. The BCAA built the diamonds at Nutter Park. But the Sox serves 8 to 18-year-olds, and they have tryouts throughout the month of July. So again, depending on your age group and what you're interested in, all the information is on any of these websites. As we flip into our more of the events, so the Beavercreek Historical Society, those first 3 bullets are kind of their mission. So they preserve structures of historical significance, develop an oral history of Beavercreek, and found a learning center for historical education. So their board meets once a month, so I'm the liaison between our city and the Historical Society. They put on a living history program in the spring and fall. That is for 3rd graders. So throughout the year, every single 3rd grader will have visited Wartinger Park. It's a really unique, it's a great program. Kids learn what it was like to be back in the 1800s, whether like churning butter, making dolls. If anybody was interested in this program and would love to volunteer, they are seeking volunteers right now. So you can contact the Parks Department and we'll hook you up with them. But the Historical Society helps us with Wartinger Park. They have all the knowledge and we have the maintenance. So they help us make sure that the park stays within the 1800s, that look and feel. And then they also help us with some events out there too. They're out there with our winter welcome every single year. The Beavercreek Kiwanis Club, their mission is to provide service opportunities through quality programs that benefit our youth and community. So every year they do a service project. Actually, it's coming up this Saturday. We'll be mulching one of the parks. So in the past, we have adopted CI Beaver Park over on Highmont, but that is looking pretty good. So we'll be at Nutter Park this Saturday. So again, if anybody is just kind of hanging out Saturday morning and you would like to help mulch, we actually have 2 volunteer groups, one at Shoup and one at Nutter, so feel free to come out and grab a rake. But then Beavercreek Kiwanis also helps us and partners at Winter Welcome at Wartinger Park. Green Optimist Club, their mission is bringing out the best in kids. So they partner and sponsor a variety of our events, the Winter Welcome at Wartinger Park, Soar into Spring, Summer Concert Series, and the Children's Concert Series. So Aaron sits on that board, and I sit on the board of the Kiwanis Club. Beavercreek Library. So again, we partner with them at Winter Welcome, programs throughout the year, and including the Senior Center. They're out there. Is it once a week, Aaron, or for the technology? So help people if they need help with their phones, tablets, computers. So we call that Tech Tuesday. I believe that is. And then if you've been out to Lafino Park, we have that story walk around the park. They actually created that. We had an Eagle Scout build the stands that the story's in, and then they come out every single month and change out the story. Beavercreek Lions Club, their motto is "We Serve." So they partner with us at Soar into Spring, and then they also help sponsor our 4th of July event. And one of the women from the Lions Club sits on our 4th of July committee as well. The Beavercreek Youth Development Committee and the Beavercreek Youth Council. So obviously the Youth Council is for 6 to 12-year-olds. Nope, 6 to 12th grade. And they do service projects throughout the year, not only for the Parks Department, but for the community itself. But then they also help report up to the Beavercreek Youth Development Committee, which is the group of adult volunteers. And they help youth in Beavercreek to develop leadership skills through service to the community. So again, they're out there in some of our events to help, whether it's 4th of July or a rake and run, helping some of those that can't take care of their own lawns in the fall. And then they also do a couple fundraisers during the year too. Citizens on Preventive Patrol. These are private citizens that assist Beavercreek police officers. So you've probably seen them at our Veterans Day, Memorial Day. They help people cross the North Fairfield safely. They're out there at 4th of July, helping with traffic control, and also with Popcorn Festival. So they're fantastic people. I believe they're also looking for volunteers. I always like to plug that volunteerism. If anybody's at, April is a big volunteer month. But they're fantastic individuals. They're out there with all our events. Excuse me. Whether it's 100 degrees blazing sun, rain, whatever, they're still standing out there with us. So certainly can't do a lot of these larger events without them. Excuse me. So again, I just wanted to highlight our partner groups. If you take a look at a lot of the programs that we do, everything that's going on in the community, luckily we have a great base of groups that help us out and help out the community, because our small staff wouldn't be able to do that. So happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Great, thank you, Kim. Erin is going to come out and give us the division report.
Good evening. So in the division report, we usually highlight a few of the things that are going on. We kind of split up into our Parks, Recreation, and Culture department. We split it up into kind of three categories: our programs and events at the senior center, things going on in our general Parks and Recreation program and events, as well as our parks maintenance side. So I'll go through each of those. So we'll start over at the Senior Center. A couple fun upcoming events. Our Victorian Mothering Tea. This annual event is always very special. It's not always Victorian themed, but this year it is Victorian themed. This is an elegant gathering celebrating mothers with specialty teas and treats. This will be on May 5th. And it's sponsored by the Ashford of Beavercreek. You can see there a photo from the Mothering Tea in 2022, and you'll see a lot of gentlemen help to volunteer as our servers at the event, and it's a really nice time honoring mothers of all kinds. And then another time that a lot of mothers like, some fathers could like it too, but it's a lot of ladies go on our Snooty Fox tour. If you haven't heard of the Snooty Fox shops, they are consignment shops. They're kind of in the greater Cincinnati area, and there are several of them, and we take a charter bus on a tour of them. And they actually kind of organize these tours where you go to each one on stops, and you have food and drinks at each one and go shopping, and it's a whole day of fun. They're consignment shops that have, fancy designer things that you might get on great deals. So the people really enjoy their Snooty Fox tour, and even if you're not much of a shopper, if you just want to go out and have a fun day and experience some new places and meet some new friends, this is a great thing to get involved with. And we have a bunch of sponsors that help make this possible. Beavercreek Health and Rehab, First Light, Ohio Family Tree, ProMedica, the Ashford of Beavercreek, and Trinity all are helping us sponsor this and making this possible and keeping the costs down. Over in our general recreation, so we always say the non-senior center specific things. I wanted to give an update on our Parks Madness tournament that we had. We kind of modeled this after our Parks March Madness. You might remember that actually one of our interns from last summer came up with this, and we were able to roll it out. It was a weekly bracket style tournament, so we pitted each of our parks up against each other and asked people to vote using QR codes on the signs at the parks and vote on their favorite park. And I will say the staff was surprised. We each filled out brackets to also predict the winners. And the final matchup came down to Fox Run Park and Rotary Park, and Fox Run Park won. So we love Fox Run Park, but the staff had guessed that Rotary Park would win based on number of visitors. We do think there might have been a few factors at play. If you think back to the last few weeks, and especially our month of March, it was quite wet. And there were some weeks, several entire weekends, where you couldn't safely enter Rotary Park. So you might not have been able to enter the park to access the sign to vote for your park, or there might not have been as many visitors to Rotary Park during the month of this Parks Madness challenge. So we had fun with it, and we hope that people did too. It was certainly a good reason to maybe get out to some new parks for people as well. And then our kind of upcoming kickoff to the event season is our Soar into Spring event. This is coming up on Saturday, April 29th. It's just over 2 weeks away. And it'll be from 11 to 1 out at Dominic Lafino Park. We will have activity stations highlighting all the different youth and family activities that are going on in our warm months. And there'll be free food, activities, and kites to fly. We have several sponsors I do want to thank. The Green Optimist will provide the kites to fly. Mosaic Church will provide the hot dogs and the water, I think some chips. And Day Air Credit Union and MetroNet are providing sponsorship to help us pay for our other expenses and provide some inflatables for the kids. And then our perennial trade day. We do a perennial trade day both in the spring and the fall. Past park board member Cecilia is one of the lead organizers for the perennial trade event. This is on Saturday, April 29th as well. This is just earlier, so you can do both. You can do perennial trade day and come out to Soar into Spring. Anybody who wants to come out to perennial trade day, you bring 10 plants to trade, and these are plants that you already have. Dig them up that you don't want anymore in your flower beds, and bring them out, and then you'll get to trade those and go home with 10 new plants. And it's a neat time if you haven't been out there to even go check it out, kind of see what people do if you're not really sure the first time. But really friendly people, really people excited about kind of kicking off the spring gardening season. And it goes fast once the trading starts at 10 a.m., but you do want to get there early. That preview at 9:30 is important so you can see what you want to get. Moving on over to our parks side. Here's a nice drone photo of our new park, Springhouse Park, that everyone's very excited about. At Merrick Park, we are working on that bridge. The contractor is sandblasting and painting the bridge I-beams. And the park staff is actually replacing the decking themselves, or ourselves, pouring new concrete sidewalks after the contractor is finished with that sandblasting. So this is a project that, if you've been out to Merrick Park, it's not a huge park, but that bridge is actually quite sizable and well used by people who are using that bike pathway there and connecting through in the neighborhood. So this is something that I know a lot of people are anxiously awaiting, and it'll be really nice when it's finished. And then everyone's excited that restrooms are open for the season. So the restrooms that we have running water and flush toilets at, those are open again after being winterized over winter so that they wouldn't freeze. But now that danger is gone, summer is coming, water fountains will be open in the next few weeks. And we are hiring. We are hoping to wrap up our hiring for camp counselors and interns and that kind of thing soon. So if you haven't applied yet, do so like yesterday. But we are still hiring for maintenance workers, lots of openings. We need lots of help in the parks, mowing, landscaping, doing athletic field maintenance, playground maintenance, all sorts of special projects. It's a busy time of year, and we'd love to have you as part of our team. So if you know somebody who's looking for a summer job, this might be a great fit for them. I'd love to entertain any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Moving on, any old business and including any volunteer opportunities coming up?
I need help at Soar into Spring on April 29th. If any park board members or anybody watching live tonight would like to help, reach out to me and we can find a role that suits you well.
Thank you. New business coming up next week. We have the volunteer recognition event at the golf club. Do individuals, can they still RSVP for that? Are those still open?
Yes. Yep, if they haven't, RSVP'd yet, yeah, we'll take that until like probably early next week. We've got to get the final numbers to caterer, but.
Okay, great. And that is happening next Thursday, the 20th. So if you are planning on coming, make sure you get that RSVP over to the office. Unscheduled visitors, we have Rebecca here from Troop 68 here in town. And we also have Penelope here visiting today. So welcome to you both. Action items. Any other action items for us as a in addition to the volunteer recognition event next week?
I know Sharon's going to reach out to the Volunteer of the Quarter nominee. And that's all I can think of off the top of my head, besides all the volunteer recognition things. Probably in the next month or two, start discussing the partner group luncheon or what that's going to look like. I know that was set tentatively for fall with no specifics arranged yet.
I think one of the action items is probably our 4th of July parade. If people want to have their group in the parade, they need to get their forms in so that we can prepare for the 4th of July.
That's a great reminder.
Thank you, Sharon. Okay, let's move on to board time. Sharon, we'll start with you.
I have a question too. Are the roofs completed on the cabins over at Wordinger? Have they finished all of that?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up. All the roofs are completed. They look absolutely gorgeous.
So good.
Yeah, so just in time for our living history, that'll start here in the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
So, yeah, but nope. And again, those came through a grant through the Dayton Foundation. So they paid for a bulk of the roof replacement, which was a total of $166,000
Oh, wow.
to replace the roofs. So, yeah, so our contribution was, I think, like 15. So it was great.
grant.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, they look really good. Yeah, I think that as far as board time is just, once again, the 4th of July is coming up quick and getting ready. Even if you want to be a volunteer and help with the parade or down at the event, contacting the Parks and Recs Department. But, getting your applications in, or if you have a food truck, getting your food truck in, either one would be good.
Great, thank you, Sharon. Matt?
I don't have anything new other than the partner groups. My family's been a part of Beavercreek for about 15 years now, and I think most of those partner groups we've been a part of in one way or the other. It's fantastic for the city. I've been out to several of the different parks as the weather's gotten warmer and, frankly, a lot drier, but they're in great shape, and we appreciate all the stuff that you guys do, the hard work that you guys put in to make them look as good as they are, and offer the amount of leisure activities that families can be a part of. So appreciate it.
Are summer camps all sold out?
Our traditional day camp that we run we've done at Fairbrook the last few years, I believe is all full. There might be a spot or two. I haven't looked this week. I know some weeks are full. We do have quite a number of day camps, though, that are that still have openings that are more of our specialty day camps. So if you're interested, like in a 1 week type opportunity or partial days or maybe part of a week, things like art camps and sports camps. We have new partnership with Beaverview Bowl this year to do a bowling camp. We have STEM camps. So there are a lot of different neat opportunities that we've been able to partner with people to offer up as well. So without having official numbers, just looking at our offerings, we're offering more camps than we have ever offered before this summer.
Great, and people can visit the website to get more information on
Yep,
all that. Wonderful.
absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's about it. I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting for April. Thank you very much.